They laughed when you reached for more. They turned their backs when you opened your heart. They shut the doors, slammed them even, as if your presence was some disease to be quarantined. Good. Now you've seen it. Now you know. Rejection isn't your enemy. It's your ignition switch. Because what they fail to understand is this. Every no you heard was just a reminder that they never had the power to define you in the first place. They don't own the ending. You do. And now, the monster wakes up. They told you no, so what? That wasn't the end of the story. That was the beginning of your real one. They slammed the door in your face. Perfect. That door wasn't meant to contain you. It was meant to provoke the beast within. You stood there hoping it would open again. That version of you is dead now. Now, when a door slams, you smile. You know better. You know you're not here to knock. You're here to build something so powerful that no door can hold you back. You want to know what real power looks like? It's not about loud voices or public victories. It's about the silence after the slap. It's about walking away without a twitch in your face. It's not rage. It's not revenge. It's knowing you are your own weapon. You don't need their permission. Their approval is not your fuel. Real power is when you choose not to react and still win. It's when they try to break you and you rebuild yourself with their broken pieces. It's when their rejection becomes your rebirth. Rejection is not an insult. It's an invitation to transform. It's a test to see how bad you really want it. Most people hear no and stop. You hear no and start. Most people feel broken. You feel challenged. Every rejection carries a hidden lesson. A brutal mirror showing you what they never had the guts to say. It's not a wall. It's a direction sign. And once you understand that, you become a different creature entirely. One that thrives in the dark. You see, the Joker doesn't ask for applause. He doesn't beg for attention or validation. He is the chaos they can't predict. The ghost they can't cage. Every time the world said, "You're not enough," he smiled wider. Because he knew, if they were scared, he was doing it right. That's the trick. You don't shrink for the world. You grow so loud in your silence that the world can't ignore you. You become the storm they can't control. The world tried to box you in. They tried to define your worth by their shallow metrics. But rejection was the match that burned the whole box down. It freed you. It stripped away the illusions and left only truth. And in that truth, you were reborn, not as who they wanted you to be, but as who you were meant to become. Something ruthless, something beautiful, something that doesn't need to be liked to be legendary. They rejected your kindness, your loyalty, your love. They mocked your vision because they couldn't see beyond their own limitations. They underestimated your silence, your patience, your fire. Good. Now you owe them nothing. No more explanations. No more trying to prove yourself. You don't chase anymore. You don't wait to be seen. You become the unseen force that moves everything. That's evolution. The kind that terrifies people who once thought they had you figured out. Let them underestimate you. Let them laugh. Let them dismiss you. That's the best part. Because their ignorance becomes your camouflage. They can't attack what they can't comprehend. And by the time they realize who you've become, it'll be too late. You'll be light, years ahead, too high for their hands to reach. They'll regret the day they turned their back on you, not because you hurt them, but because they couldn't keep up. Rejection is redirection. It's not a detour, It's the main road to your real destiny. Rejection cuts deep, yes, but it also clears the clutter. It rips off the mask and forces you to confront your raw self. And in that rawness, you forge something real. You stop chasing external love and start generating internal power. You become so aware, so focused, that nothing can distract you anymore. Not their opinions, not their lies, not even their silence. Turn every no into a blueprint. Turn every cold shoulder into armor. Turn every slam into strategy. You're not a victim of rejection. You're the product of it. A walking example of what happens when someone learns how to rise with nothing. You were built without support, without applause, without safety nets. And that's exactly why you're unstoppable. Because you've already survived the worst. They just don't know it yet. You don't beg anymore. You don't knock. You don't ask, you arrive. You create. You conquer. Because once you've been rejected enough, you stop playing their games. You stop auditioning for a role in someone else's script. You write your own. And the ending, it's not a happy one for them. But for you, it's liberation. It's domination. It's peace on your own terms. Let every no become your blueprint. Let every ghosted text, every denied opportunity, every overlooked attempt become part of your origin story. Every villain was born the moment they were pushed too far. Every legend rose when they were left behind. That's your moment. Own it. Let it define you. Let it fuel you. You're not broken. You're building. Every rejection, every betrayal, every moment of silence, they were just bricks. And now you're the architect. Building higher. Building colder. Building something immortal. They can't break you anymore. Because now, you break the system. They called you too much. Too loud. Too emotional. Too intense. Good. That means you were never meant to fit in their boxes. You weren't rejected. You were released. Set free from their limitations. From their weak expectations. From their watered down reality. You're too much for them because you were meant for something more. Something bigger. Something wild. So burn everything they tried to bury you under. Burn the doubt. Burn the insecurity. Burn the need to be liked. And rise. Louder than their silence. Stronger than their rejection. And colder than their betrayal. You owe them nothing. Not a response. Not an apology. Just your evolution. They didn't break you. They built you. Every crack in your armor is now welded with rage. Every scar is a symbol of your transformation. Every failure was a rebirth. You're dangerous now, not because you hate, but because you've detached. And when someone detaches from the need to be accepted, they become lethal. You're dangerous now, not because you're cruel, but because you're free. Free from needing their eyes. Free from chasing approval. Free from waiting for a door to open. You don't knock anymore. You build doors. You walk through walls. You rise. Let the world laugh. Let them turn away. Let them doubt. Because in the end, it won't be your silence that haunts them. It'll be your rise. Your glow. Your evolution. Rejection never defeated you. It awakened the storm. And now, there's no stopping what you've become. You were never meant to be accepted. You were meant to be remembered. And you will be. Not because you begged to be noticed, but because you became impossible to ignore. Your absence will scream louder than your presence ever did. And the ones who once turned away, they'll hear the echo of your success in every shadow they walk through. You became the ghost of every door that was slammed shut. The haunting reminder that they didn't just reject someone, they created something they could never control. A force, a symbol, a story. because rejection was never your ending. It was the beginning of your rise into legend.